Hello, everybody, and thanks for stopping by the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. I am Thomas Metal 75, and this is your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. This is supposed to be a look at the Bell's Brewing Company and their various different beers, which are, it says on my can, brewed and canned by Bell's Brewery Incorporated, Comstock, Michigan. They must be out of Kalamazoo, I believe. We normally have Tyler Mansell joining us for these reviews. He used to live in Wisconsin doing the Wisconsin beer reviews. Now he's in Washington State near Seattle. He talked about not being able to get these beers in distribution in Washington State. So he will, when we go off air and we do our just chit chats that we do after examination, he will probably join us then. But until then, John H. Pierre from Mobile, Alabama should be joining shortly, as well as Jay Terrio, Louisiana Beer Reviews. But on this panel here right now, you just saw John Anile from John Anile on YouTube. Go look him up, Newman, Georgia. And we have one and only, as always, Michael Kormeroff. He was on vacation last week. He is from Brooklyn, New York, and the Yankees got swept by the Red Sox. All right.
I'm not a Yankee fan. It's okay with me.
Okay, good. All right. So, yeah, I say this is supposed to be a Bell's beer examination, but this has all of a sudden turned into Bell's Oberon Ale discussion, which is fine by me.
Never seen the cans before, Eric. I've only seen the bottles around here.
Well, we just got the Bell's Brewing Company in distribution to most of New England and in Massachusetts in May 2018. So very new beers for me personally to try. And mine says 6/21/2018 packaged at 3.
Mine was packaged on 3/30/2018, so March. So, and it says 6 months shelf life. So this is reaching the end of its shelf life. So not super fresh, but still within the range.
Does Michael have a?
Yes, Eric, yours was 6/28. Mine is 2.
All right.
So it probably came out of the same batch.
Maybe. Possibly. I'm going to use a Weihenstephaner Hefeweizen style glass.
Ah.
They say this is. What kind of glassware do you have, Michael Cormorant?
I'm using a Red Hook brewery glass, the straight pint glass. This is one of the soapiest heads I've ever seen. Let's see how your beer pours.
All right, let's look.
Very soapy, yeah.
I'm gonna be drinking 30 racks of economy beer now that I'm buying a new car. Well,
very soapy.
Leasing the no. I'm gonna be doing it month to month until I buy the car out. So I can drink a little bit fancier beers, but not so many anymore. All right, there you go. Look at that. This is a American wheat ale with a spicy hop character, mildly fruity aromas, and the color and scent of a sunny afternoon, I guess. 5.8% alcohol by volume. And they're cool enough about telling you that this has a shelf life. And what is that? 6 months. So go Bells.
They even tell you the ingredients. Let's see. Very simple. Malt, hops, Bell's signature house ale yeast, and water. That's it. Right there.
See how cloudy. There you go.
Very cloudy.
Cloudy and hazy. I forgot to do a little swirl, but is flavor. It won't kill you. What are you getting out of the smell on yours? Let's say John Anile.
You're getting some barley malt, a nice wheat breadiness type smell. Maybe a little, I want to say like rye, like a spicy note, or like if you like a good slice of rye bread type of thing. Although there's obviously not rye in the ingredients, but sure, there is a little bit of spiciness to it. But pretty generic. I mean, it's not overly complex. It's very simple. The wheat and the barley malt are the two predominant characteristics. There's nothing off about it. So clean water, I guess you could say, as Jay loves to say in his reviews.
Oh,
like
now, John H. Pierre is calling me on my phone. How come he doesn't have access?
Or John,
because he has a hard time trying to. Oh boy!
Click this link, John, only to
Because it was Eric. It was funny when John and I were first talking. John called me on my phone first, and it was cool because that was the first. Who's anti-war? Is that Jay? Jay is now anti-war. Which war is he?
Going on? Anti-war.
Jay, which is it? The Peloponnesian War. Which one are you against?
Oh, wait a minute. I signed in through an anti-war account.
Yeah, which war are you against?
All wars. Hey,
I did not know you had another. I didn't
now
realize.
pacifist Louisiana. You like that?
All right. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
I'm anti-noise too. Hey,
All right.
Am I making some noise? Am I too loud?
You're good now.
shattered a few windows.
Okay. I'm outside right now, so bear with me, guys.
So, what were you attempting to saying there about the smell of Bell's Oberon Ale, John and Ellie?
Yeah, just very wheat forward, barley malt, a little bit of spice, and that's about it. Nothing too complex on the aroma.
Okay. Jay Terrio, what Bell's beer did you bring to the discussion this evening?
The reason I'm late is because you were late, and I did a solo I did a solo review revisit of this beer. So cool. I just finished recording it, and this is Bell's Too Hearted Ale.
Nice selection, sir.
And a nice, not a very thick head in this wine glass, but you can see the lacing, and it's golden, and it smells fruity. It smells like mango or apricots, but I know that's not correct because it has nothing like that in it. It's just water, barley malt, hops, yeast, Centennial hops. But it's fruity and it tastes wonderful. Well, it smells wonderful.
Is it 7% alcohol, which is my recollection?
IBU undisclosed, probably around 60 or 70.
I've had the Two Heart. It's very good.
What did you bring this evening, Jean H. Beer from Bell's Brewing Company?
I brought the Amber Ale from Bell's here. The date is right on it. It is August 19th, 2018 for this Amber Ale. And so that's the date is important. I've had this before. It is very, how can I describe it? I guess, I don't know. Is it like any other amber ale I've had before? The one that comes to mind maybe is Yuengling Traditional Lager, or maybe Fat Tire, maybe. But I think the Fat Tire is probably a lot better than this one. I give the Fat Tire a better grade than this amber ale. I've had it before; it's all right. But
what are you getting what are you getting out of the color and the appearance and the aroma and flavor? What's going on in that beer?
The color, of course, is about amber, but the flavor, it's kind of pretty bland to me.
Okay.
Now, I mean, it has some malts to it, some hops, but again, kind of bland for this. Like I said, I like the Fat Tire. If you want to talk about styles, so. That's where I'll leave the Amber Ale at. So.
All right.
I wasn't too pleased with that Amber Ale. The one time I had it, I got to tell you, I wasn't too pleased with it, Jean.
Yeah.
Let's go through the folks that have Oberon Ale. We'll get to our big man in Louisiana, Jay, at the very end. But
I will be reviewing that coming up soon. The Oberon, I got that.
Well, let's hear what Michael Palmer.
I'm getting similar to what John said. I'm getting wheat, and I'm getting the barley malt as well. It's certainly malt forward rather than hop forward for sure. Yeah. The hop activity is more in the background, at least in the smell and the initial taste. I'm getting some kind of citrus element in this as well. I'm not sure if it's the orange or some kind of, but it's in the background. It's not. I mean,
that's interesting that you pick up orange because they don't put any orange or orange peel in it.
Nope.
It's
So that'd be the
something.
wheat
It's
malt.
something I'm getting,
Or
and
the
it may
wheat.
not be orange. Maybe it's some other citrus. I'm getting.
I'm
a
saying
little
it's
citrus.
probably the wheat yeast that they're using in the beer.
It's that Bell's signature house ale yeast that they so clearly distinguish on the label.
Anything else, Michael?
Hey, Michael, you having it from the can or the bottle?
From the can.
Hmm.
And Eric
I don't get cans. We only get bottles
Yeah,
here in Georgia.
I think that's all we get.
we
What are you
get-
getting?
I didn't know they distributed in cans. I'm
Oh,
shocked.
Oh
Are
yeah.
Are
We
you
get-
getting
we
any
get
other?
both. We get both here, and I chose to get the can for those bonus 4 ounces.
Are you getting any other flavors or notes out of your beer so far, there, Michael?
The body is medium. Let's see what else. I'm getting something else.
So a
The
little
wheat,
preferable.
the same taste, the same nose you smelt in the wheat, you're getting that in the taste as well.
Michael, I'm kind of getting a little bit, and maybe you are too, of almost like a rye bread or like a rye spiciness to it. Are you getting that?
Yeah, I'm getting.
Yep, I'm getting that too.
I guess my thought would be to call that a light hop spice. I think that's a German, maybe a type of a spice that they're using.
If you've ever had like rye bread or even like a rye forward high rye mash bill whiskey, there's a little bit of that with this. I mean, it's very muted, obviously, if you're drinking whiskey, but if you've ever had good rye bread, there's like a rye bread note to it. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
You're
I
not
would
crazy.
agree with that to a certain degree. On my end for the Oberon ale, I did not look up about what the Oberon part means. I'm sure Jay will tell us in a brief moment. But for me, I'm definitely getting that orangey kind of a citrusy note in the nose. I'm getting that bubble gum, light bubble. I just had some bubble gum a little while ago at the car dealership. But it has a little bit of that bubble gummy, fruity ester kind of note with the wheat malt, a little bit grainy, not too bad. A little bit on the tart side. And when I drink it, I don't know if it's some of this head or what it is. I'm getting an actual slightly creamy type texture from the beer. It's kind of velvety smooth in a way. Starts medium. For me, it thins out a little bit to the orange side of things. We all talked about white bread and that it's a very malt forward beer, and that I would agree with. And it's semi-dry to a dry beer. It's not very sweet. It has sweet white bready notes, orangey notes. The light bubble gum from the yeast you can probably see suspended in the beer in 1080p, and that's about it. I mean, they talk about on the can, guys, and John and Nile, they talk about this having it has a spicy hop character, so that's probably that black pepper rye that we're all getting from the beer. I like that it's on the medium side and that it also has a nice creamy body to it. It's not heavily carbonated, but they're fine small bubbles, so that it's not harsh drinking it. Pleasant beer. I don't know, $11.99. I think this was for a 4-pack. That might not be a really great deal for
That's
something a couple of notches better, definitely than Blue Moon. But
Eric, I paid $1.92 for a single.
wow,
Of the
so
same can.
in
That's
our area,
$11.99 for a pack.
yeah,
Seriously?
In our area in Massachusetts, it's brand spanking new, so they're going to put the brand spanking new price tag on Bell's beers right now like that. So I can't even say that that's my complaint about the beer itself. That's just I don't want to buy this beer more than a couple of times here and there if it's at
Man,
price
if
point.
it's on
So
singles, if it's a single, I'm getting it. But if it's a 4-pack in that price, see ya. I'm out. I'm get that 4-pack or maybe a 24-pack of something, or Genesee Cream Ale or something like that.
Yeah,
$11 will go use a good beer. A beer worth of budget, I guess, but 11 that's high.
I gotta make some car payments now, so cheap
Yes.
beers for a while. Anyways, I want to hear now our correspondent live in Louisiana, Jay Terrio, Louisiana Beer Reviews, drinking Two Hearted Ale, a world famous, or at least United States famous IPA. Single hop Centennial, is that right?
Yes. And Oberon is I was looking this up. I knew it has something to do with mythology. He's a king of the fairies.
Oh, it's very good beer, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
So-
unbelievable, sorry.
The Tooth Fairy, all the fairies in mythology. Okay, now here's in honor of Oberon. Here is a button that was given by Bell's Brewing, and I can pin it on me, but I won't. Bell's made a big splash when they first arrived in Louisiana, but the magic did not last, and now we don't get too many. We get a trickle, and so, hey, well, that's the way it goes. We got the Lager of the Lakes over here, and we got Two Hearted, but we don't get the whole lineup, and what we get doesn't move too swiftly. So, but oh well. This thing, and it's within the freshness state. It's got the date, guys, on the bottle.
How fresh is it though? Mine is within the freshest state, but it's like right there at the cusp. Is it?
How fresh is it? Well, let me tell you, this was packaged on May 22nd, 2018. So it's not even 3 months old. It's less than half of the Best Buy range. So it's still doing okay. It's bitter. It tastes like an India Pale Ale. It's got a medium body. It's got a pretty dry finish. It's got the fruitiness. It's got the sweet white bread, maybe some sweet white bread crust. It's got a lot of sediment in there. If I was going to drink an IPA, and oftentimes I do, I don't know if this is technically, if you want to be techno, I don't know if this is an IPA, but it is in a practical sense.
Single IPA, not double.
Huh?
Single IPA, not a double.
But why the high ABV if it's a single IPA, right? I guess, I don't know. Break it down for me.
Everybody's got their own definition of what they want to consider a double IPA and at what percentage they want to call it that, including everybody's got their own definition of what constitutes only a pale ale and then what constitutes their beer becoming a single IPA.
That's right. And I got an idea of what dunkel I'm going to bring for Friday night.
And Warsteiner dunkel.
It ain't Roar. It's not Warsteiner, but it is a dunkel style beer. And I just
Tyler Mansell's channel, Dunkels.
Tyler Mansell is doing dunkel beers on Friday. Now,
Dunkel your mouth in
it. Was hast du noch einmal?
Seriously, how is Centennial hops going on in this 2 Hearted?
All right.
How's the beer?
All right. Sorry, Jay was trying to say something before we all.
Okay. Oh, Jay did not freeze. Freeze frame.
No.
I just was frozen out by that toolbox. Hey, but I think it's a very enjoyable beer. I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's pretty bitter. The bitterness builds. You know, with these IPAs, the bitterness starts to build. And there's a little creaminess, a little, not a lot, a little creaminess in the body. I think if I was going to drink any of the ones we're looking at tonight, the Oberon, the brown, the amber ale, or this one, I would choose this one because it's got a lot of pop to it. Those wheat beers, well, you know what I've said about wheat beers. You know that story.
You like them as much as flavored ales.
Oh, no, I prefer them over flavored ales now. But I found that amber ale had kind of like a little off flavor. But so this is one of my more this is one of the
volume.
John.
Yuri turns his off.
Do not become a television producer. This is some unsolicited advice.
I got you, Jay. I hear you. I took off the hat.
Anyway, that's one. This is one of the ones I would pick from Bell's. But it looks like in another year I'm not going to be able to pick anything the way it's going. So that's all I'm going to say about it. That's it. I've summed it up. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would. Would I buy it regularly? No, because it's a little expensive.
Jean is leaving. Is Jean leaving? What's going on, Jean?
I was saying that the only thing we get in this area is the Bell, the Amber, the Oberon, and the Two Hearted Ale. I think you may be right. I think, Jay, this beer may be starting to say bye-bye. You know,
yeah, but
so me too. I mean, they're good beers. I wouldn't pay a 6-pack for it, but I would get a single.
What about the Lager of the Lakes? Do y'all get that?
No, we do get the Calamari Stout. Also,
I went to a store to try. I went to a store that at one point had a photo of it, and I sent it to you guys on our Facebook chat. They had like a porter and a Kalamazoo Stout. I saw a 6-pack. Like, I'm going to go to the store. I better go and grab it. And like 2 weeks later, I went back to the store to the very same shelf, and they were all gone. None of it there. Was there.
I live close to a big city, Atlanta, and if I wasn't running so late from work and everything, I would have gone to a store closer to Atlanta. I can say with certainty that they do sell the Stout, the Porter, the Oberon, the Amber, the Two Hearted Ale, and there's several other beers that they sell in that area as well. So in big cities, the distribution, it's like you can get all their beers. But here in Little Noonan, Georgia, when I went to my Kroger, they had the Oberon, the Two Hearted, and the Amber, which they were out of. So really only 2 of their beers. So if you live in a big city, I think the distribution is a lot better. And they have one they used to have. It was so good. It's like almost world class. It was, I don't even know if they make it, but it's called the Third Coast Ale.
I've had it.
That's an awesome beer. And it's like 10% or 11% ABV. It's up there. I don't know if it's been discontinued, but I haven't seen that in years. But I've had some excellent getting up there towards world class Bell's beers. This one, no. But they do know how to make world-class beers. But unfortunately, their distribution is sketchy. And I was talking to Bart Robinson, one of our fellow beer,
right.
He watches our channels and comments, and we talk back and forth. He cannot get Bell's in his area at all. I'm not sure exactly where he lives, but
he is in South Jersey.
Okay. So he says he can't get Bell's beers at all.
Neither can Tyler.
And Tyler couldn't join so it's kind of I guess confusing to say
maybe big cities, maybe certain cities. I guess we know most of the Midwest cities can get it. Chicago, obviously, Detroit, where it's located. I mean, Comstock, whatever. St. Louis, all these big cities. But I'm kind of surprised that Mobile is small, but we get their beers. So. I don't know.
Yeah, and believe me, I'm to a big city, but I'm like really in the middle of nowhere, honestly. So I'm kind of surprised that their distribution is so sparse. I guess maybe the right word.
Hey, did they do a Midwestern something by Bell's? I'm trying to think what the name was that beer was. Something was said Midwestern something. Did any of y'all know what that was? Because I think I had it one time.
I think maybe a lot of their beers have been discontinued or changed.
Oh, changed names probably.
It was called the Midwestern Pale Ale, and it's still on. It's still on the Bell's Brewing Company's. Thank you for verifying your age. Thank you. It's still on the Bell's Brewing Company website as, I guess, a year-round beer.
I've never seen that one. We've had Bell since 2012, Eric, which is 6 years before you got it in Massachusetts. And we usually get in my food co-op 5 or 6 at the same time. We always have Two Hearted, Oberon. We usually have the Kalamazoo Stout, which is made from licorice. and it's interesting. It's an interesting stout. I was telling John earlier, we also get the Expedition Stout, which is their more premium stout. And
I've had that.
And every once in a while, they'll come out with some interesting stuff. There was a big bottle of something called 30th Anniversary Stout, which was amazing. And this was probably 2 years ago.
The Midwestern Pale Ale is what they call a specialty beer, so they must put those ones out on a limited basis.
I had that, and I thought it was excellent, you know, when I had it. So the Amber Ale, I mean, it's okay. I mean, some caramel notes to it, but, you know, it's kind of, nah. You know, like I said, fat tire.
John, do you have a rating number, John, for the Amber Ale so I can put it in?
The Amber Ale, I'll give it about a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess that's what, maybe C plus, I don't know.
That's what I would call that in my book.
That's fine.
You find that to be slightly above average.
We used to get a whole slew of Bell's beers, but then, you know, hey, I guess they got a way they can track it at the store on computer, and it'll show what's moving, and they keep restocking it. And if I see that. And if it's not moving, it is deado. Hey, I'll give you my support.
But here's the thing, Jay. I mean, you live in a city. You're close to a city. I mean, very diverse.
I live in a town.
But I know, but New Orleans is very diverse. I mean, you figured, hey, they would have everything, you know?
Wait, I don't live in New Orleans. But wait, I don't live in New Orleans.
I know. But I'm just saying, you're close to the city.
But I'm close. You're right. But where I live is a town, you know, so we only got like 25,000 people. So it's not like we get a lot of stuff now. But what we get, nobody else gets. Like, we get all these Louisiana brands. So I do all these videos about, Louisiana beer reviews, another upscale Louisiana craft beer. Well, I mean, I can understand this noise at Dawn's, but I can understand why.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's just my ears. But I can understand why a person would not want to watch that video. It's like, if I'm a viewer, it's like, why would I want to watch Louisiana beer review some beer I can never dream of getting?
Like Molson Triple X from John H. Pierre.
Oh no, I got that.
So I got a question.
I'm gonna give a score.
Then I got a question for you.
I'm gonna say 90. John, you're making noise.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, I'm gonna say 95.
Okay. Audrey,
Yes.
And now it's time for Drumcastle Irish Whiskey. Oh boy,
So my question for Jay Terrio is that Two-Hearted Ale is a single hopped IPA comprising of Centennial hops. And we have another beer also from Michigan, the Founder's Centennial IPA, also singly hopped with Centennial hops. Do you have a preference on either or beer? Do you find that there's much of a difference, or how do you choose if you see them both next to each other?
Okay, wait. Now we got the Two-Hearted Ale made with 100% Centennial hops, added all throughout the process and all of that. What's the other one?
Centennial IPA from Founders. It's also single hopped with.
Whoa. Well, I guess it's about a virtual tie, you know, because I thought the Centennial was dynamite, and I gave it a solid. I'm just going by. I don't ever look back at my records too much, you know.
And opinions,
Yeah, I don't want to get influenced by my revisit. I mean, so
blind taste test.
I know.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. Sorry.
Go ahead. Jay, can you give me the score again, since I was talking to my wife?
Yes, I gave it a 95.
Okay, thanks.
I think the Centennial I gave around the same thing, like a most excellent A, and I think that the Two-Hearted is an A. So like they're both a tie. It's like it's the
cheaper one, right?
One of the horse, one by a nose. Ah, right. Shop price.
It's like at a car dealership. Anyways,
I think I like the.
I was looking at trucks today, but I'm not going to buy one. But I was looking at them. I was so enticed, you know, by trucks. It's like Michael Corleone. They keep pulling me back in, and I was like, I don't want a truck.
Yep.
I have a car. I mean, the car the air is so cold and the car gets great gas mileage and it has good power. But I know in about 3.5 years, I'm going to have to, because I was going to keep my car for 10 years. So I could say I bought a car and kept it 10 years. But
Pretty good.
do you like those F-150?
I was going to say, Eric, that I like the Bell's Two-Hearted better than the Founders Centennial.
Okay. I think I would probably agree with that.
Because I find these, especially lately, maybe years ago, I liked the Founder Centennial more. I found the more recent ones they've been coming out with to be too malt forward for me. Now, there are people who like malt forward IPAs.
Yes.
I like more hop forward IPAs, and I find the Bells to be more hop forward. So that's my.
Michael, do you think I should do a revisit of the Centennial?
I think you should compare them. Do a blind one where you put both bottles and do them one against the other and see what you think.
You can do it with Dave.
I also think you
do it with Dave and see. Hopefully, you can get him excited.
David? Oh yeah. Oh, he's always excited about doing beer reviews. He just, why do you say get excited? Because of his kind of deadpan approach?
He seems to be very laid back, like he doesn't want. He's like in a shell, kind of the way he comes across. If that's how he comes across, that doesn't mean how he'd be in person. That's how he comes across on the videos.
Yeah, if you could read all these text messages that he sends me, you wouldn't think that, you know. He's like,
I think if he would come on to our thing, he'd be great. But maybe
that would be
doesn't
cool.
want to venture into the, where he's with a group of people. Maybe he doesn't like that.
I tried to talk to him. I broached that topic about a week and a half ago, and the response was not necessarily open to doing that.
Well, he likes doing reviews with you, and that's good.
Did you have a rating?
He watches everything you see, so he is watching.
Did you have a rating for the Oberon Ale there, Michael Komarov?
I'm giving it an 88.
Oh,
John, I agree with you. It's a B+ beer. It's not any higher.
Michael and I were talking off air a little bit, so I'll go ahead and give you my quick breakdown. I gave it an 87. So Michael and I are right there in the same ballpark. I think it's great. I think it's getting up there towards excellent, but it's somewhat, I don't want to say generic, but it's simplistic. But with a wheat ale, a standard wheat ale without any added flavors, orange peel, coriander, fruit juice, stuff like that, that's what you're going to get because a wheat beer is a very sessionable type style. So for that reason, it is a great beer, but it's not anything spectacular that's just going to blow your socks off. But for a hot summer's day, like they say on the label, it's hard to go wrong with something like this.
I got to agree with that for the most part. Yourself, John, and Michael Komarov.
Where's the reverb coming from since John is muted?
Hello.
Okay, it's gone.
Maybe John's, and he seemed like he fixed it. A number, huh? Give me a number. I'll go with oh my good lord. I'll go with John's 87. Sure. So for me, I am enjoying the crispness, the refreshment of it. I enjoy a little bit of that hot, spicy character to it and a little bit of that orange-y note to it, but I mean, for $11.99, maybe that's not a great
no, it's not a
dictator of. Maybe that's not a great price. No, but maybe that's not a perfect way to actually judge a beer. But I wouldn't want this beer all the time at $11.99 for this price, because I think that there are better Hefeweizen style beers and just wheat beers in general out there on the market that kick the. I say 88. I say 87, sure, but I think that there are better wheat beers, especially ones that are imported from the great country of Germany. Just read that, for example. And
what's the one that we all know of? What's the one that we all know of?
We all know Blue Moon, but this is not a wheat beer. This is not a white style wheat ale, so this is better than Blue Moon to me. But I would much rather drink Weihenstephaner's Hefeweizen beer for damn sure, and most of the wheat beers out of Germany over there.
Bronze Connor, that's one of my favorites.
What's the other one?
There is no way I'm paying $3 for one can of Oberon.
No, I'm not doing that.
No way, no how.
If I want to introduce somebody to this beer, and either A, I'm introducing somebody to a beer for the first time, expand your horizon, right? Or B, which is the number one reasoning why I buy it, is because I've never had this beer before. And since this is a brewery that finally got distribution into my area, I'll get it once. But definitely
Eric,
Garden Ale kicks the living crap out of Oberon 8 days out of 7 days of the week.
Hey, you want to hear my review of Oberon from I thought it was longer ago than that, but it was only 2 years ago. You want to hear what I wrote?
Sure.
I
gave it a really good.
That was the beer and me, right?
I watched your video review about 15 minutes before we went live.
Okay, so you know. Well, no, the beer and me, yeah, I did write it on the beer and me, but the beer and me went defunct. So all I would ever do, Jean, is copy and paste my same text onto Rate Beer and the Beer Advocate.
Yep.
Okay.
I said this on the date of May. Well, the date that it's May 2016. I said May 28th. Okay. I said Bell's Oberon has a medium off-white head and initially clear yellow appearance, some streaming bubbles and stringy lacing left behind. The beer clouds up after the swish and pour.
Mm-hmm.
Aroma is of spices. Alligator pepper, I ask. Sweet white bread and maybe sourdough. Taste is of sliced banana, alligator pepper, white pepper, coriander, a shade of banana, white wheat bread, possible bubble gum, and practically no bitterness. Mouthfeel is medium and fluffy, and Oberon finishes drinkable and semi-dry.
Did you give it a rating? Did you give it a rating at the time, or you didn't?
I sure did, and I said it was well, I was using the Rate Beer scale, and I was using my old rating system, so I said it was most excellent. Yes.
Okay, so that was an A you gave it.
Oh yes, yes, certainly a most excellent.
And let me just ask you this. Maybe I misheard, but did you say alligator pepper?
That's what I heard. What is that?
Jay, what's alligator pepper?
Yeah, what is that?
I think most people call it grains of paradise.
Is it like a mix of white and black pepper, or is
Grains of Paradise? I can kind of understand what you're saying by that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think Samuel Adams, Boston Beer Company, calls it grains of paradise.
It's in their summer ale.
Yeah, another term for it is alligator pepper. You can buy it.
Grains of Paradise. I like that.
See, I would see this beer, this Oberon, now that you said that really fast, this Oberon ale versus Sam Adams summer ale would be an interesting topic for Jay to look at. Yeah.
Samuel
He
Adams
wants to spend the money on these kind of beers.
Hey,
I might.
Eric.
That's what arrived today. Guess what arrived today? The Samuel Adams
Oktoberfest?
Samuel Adams Fall Variety Pack.
Wow. Jean H. Pierre. It looks like a lovely sunset out there. What's going on?
Yeah, I was going to say the other wit beer, or maybe Hefeweizen, what's the one that's, I guess, maybe it's up there, the UFO from Hogarden?
Oh, yeah, the Harpoons UFO. I think those white ales, Jay Terry?
Might be, but, wheat ales are mostly popular during the summer months, I mean, some who do drink them maybe during the winter, but I think they're mostly popular during the summer, spring and summer when it's very humid, particularly down here. But they're not up there like, say, lagers or pilsners, So,
Eric, would you like us to discuss stuff that's off topic, or wait till the review is finished?
I'm going to go with, what do you have to bring to the table right now?
I would like to know what people think of somebody who would pay $30 for a Founder's CBS 22 ounce.
Out of their mind.
Never.
Because I do my Sunday thing at the beach club, Saturday, Sunday at the beach club, and one of my fellow guys, look, and it wasn't me, said, I'm going into the hinterland and spending more than I've ever spent in my life. And it did finish first, but you didn't get your value as far as I'm concerned, because the point is, it finished first. It scored, what everybody scored, it was over, in the 90s. The problem was $30 for that, versus $3, Jay, for Evil Twin Even More Jesus, which finished right behind it for a tenth of the cost in a 16-ounce can. It shows you the difference. It's excellent beer. It's barrel aged. The Evil Twin isn't, but the Evil Twin still scored highly anyway. The stout. So
I don't know why my screen got the CBS over here. Oh my God, the CBS over here was $23.99, and I ain't paying that. So you know I'm not paying $30 for a bottle of beer. Oh, I don't think so. Maybe for a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label, but not a bottle of beer.
Holy crap!
John, are you redoing? John, you redoing your garage?
John, keep it down, sir. Holy shit balls!
I admire your ability to make extremely loud noises.
Pardon my French. I don't even know what shit balls are.
Jay, maybe David will buy one for $23.95 and he'll turn you on to it.
Maybe he already did.
Maybe he did.
Aging it because he said he thought it would be too hot to drink it right off the bat.
Maybe he's saving a few. That could be cellared, so he could save a few into the fall, and that wouldn't be a problem.
Maybe he's got a bottle of the Trader Joe's Vintage Ale ready to roll, and maybe
Aren't we doing the Trader Joe's thing next week?
Private label brands, right?
Trader Joe's or other
private label store brand / Trader Joe's beers. Yes, any of those things will fit in that.
Will that be on time? Will that be on time?
Next week, it certainly will be. Yes.
I got Whole Foods Gold Mine or Line, whatever the F that is, lager. Yeah, from Whole Foods. They sell that there.
Sadness in a can.
Now, Jay, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that brewed in Rochester, New York at Genesee?
Exactly, Michael. It is.
Everything Gold Mine Lager gives you everything you always wanted in a Genesee beer and less.
Wow.
Less quality, less flavor, less.
Just like the Rockdale brands at Walmart, or even the Big Flats, which Walgreens finally has discontinued. Finally,
it discontinued here after 1 month.
The thing was straight up
Rockdale
BS.
Everything you never. Rockdale, their tagline ought to be everything you never wanted in a beer.
Just quickly here, I just want to make sure we got.
Unless your name is John, I know.
Did everybody give us their rating on their Bell's Brewing Company beers?
Yes, I have all 5 ratings.
Cool. So
what we haven't asked is what we thought about Bell's now as of what we might have thought about it before, which we didn't.
Forgot. I was just going to say that, Michael, and my brain is going in 5 different directions because
it's okay.
That old brain is getting to your head, Eric.
So let us know, John. When you went into this examination, what were your thoughts of the Bell's Brewing Company, and are they any different now?
No difference at all. I've always liked their beers. Again, we only get 3 of their beers, maybe 4 now. The ones I mentioned, the Amber Ale, the Two-Hearted Pale Ale, the Oberon, as I just mentioned, which I'll do a review of sometime this weekend, and the Kalamazoo Stout. But overall, I've never found anything negative about them. Like I said, that Midwestern Pale Ale I thought it was very enjoyable. The Amber Ale, so-so. The Two-Hearted Ale, also another beer I like. So nothing bad or negative about it. And, of course, the score I gave the Amber Ale, I gave it a 3.5, so it was like a C+. So, Bell's beer to me are good. Pride of Comstock, Michigan.
Comstock,
excuse me. Comstock, Michigan. As Tim Brown like
Michigan. Pornography convention, Comstock. Ew, gross.
Michigan.
I know, I'm unbelievable, and Jay hates that one.
Jim Harbaugh wins this year.
Actually, Comstock,
Michigan.
the Comstock laws were passed to combat pornography distribution in the United States.
Anti-war.
I don't know why it signed me on to anti.
I don't know. You're trying to confuse
Debbie does.
Dave.
Never mind.
No.
All right, so
Wait.
what are your thoughts on Bell's?
Whoa, back all week I've been jumping back and forth between anti-war and my regular channel. So I don't know. It just decided to sign me on as anti-war with the Silver Surfer. Like, watch.
I didn't know. I didn't realize you had another channel. I remember your old channel, so you're putting videos out on this anti-war channel also, huh?
Oh yeah, I've been. It goes back many years, but I was being neglectful, so I said I'm going to start doing more videos on that channel for no particular purpose.
The anti-war movement during the Vietnam War. Am I correct, Jay?
I'm more like the anti-war movement during every war for the last 1,000 years.
Okay. Okay.
Got you.
So I'm more inclusive with the anti-war viewpoint. But I just gave it that name. But anyway, I did make a video about it called. All right. Anyway, my viewpoint of Bell's is that I am favorable toward Bell's, but I'm not particularly blown away by it. It's good, but it's not great. They're kind of like, well, I don't want to name a bunch of breweries, but I'm favorable towards Bell's. Favorable. But I'm not overly excited about it. But they're fine. They're fine. They're fine. Bell's is fine. But a lot of things are fine. You know what I mean?
Is that your assessment, Michael Kormaroff of Bell's Brewing Company?
I think I might be a little bit more favorable than Jay, but their average beers are good. They're, like I said, I mentioned the Expedition Stout before, the Kalamazoo. Those are a little bit better. And this 30th anniversary thing I had a couple of years ago was excellent, but that's something they only made once, as far as I know. So maybe that would be something that would be hard to get unless somebody, cellared it, and it would still be around. I had the one that I bought, and it was really good. So I think maybe the best thing they do is their stouts, and their Two Hearted Ale is certainly fine. It's a well done beer too. I think that's considered their flagship as well, probably their best seller.
I would guess.
I want to qualify my statement by saying if someone asks me, and then I'm not going to talk anymore. If someone asks me, should I try all the Bell's beers, I would say, oh, yes, you should try them all. So I would say that. You definitely should try them all.
Try them, sample them, see what you think about them, and then just give your view of it. If you don't like them, don't drink them again. But if you do, drink more. That's how it goes.
If you don't like it, drink more of it. Then you'll really like it. All right.
Yeah.
Good idea, John.
I mean, if you don't like it, don't
mean.
You're wrong. He said, if you don't like it, don't buy it anymore. Why are you twisting his words?
Did we have a buddy? We had a buddy, Jay and I, that used to join these examinations. I think it was John Sharon. I remember when I started doing these beer reviews on Jay's Wednesday nights, he would talk about sometimes you really do have to go, 3, 4, 5, or even into that 6-pack to really into a 6-pack or the 4-pack if they come in 4-packs to really start to be able to formulate what your actual opinion is, because you may drink the one beer and have one opinion, and then when you try it again throughout the 4 or the 6-pack, you might find that your opinions change a little bit over time.
Yeah, John Sharon, who's kind of like split with the program, he said, and I agree with that, he said, you really need to try a beer like 5 times before you get a good handle on it. It's not really practical if you're doing a beer review channel, but, well, like the inexpensive beers, we do the Natural Ice, we do the Budweiser, we do the Miller High Life, we do the Ice House. We just constantly keep reviewing them, and we get different insights on them when we review them. Now, some people make fun of us and say, oh, you're so dumb. But we don't care because we're enjoying it, and we're getting more insights. Like we did a thing last night, and Lee Russell said, well, at least you didn't do the 100th Corona Extra. I said, I've never done 100 Corona beer reviews. I've only done maybe 90. But so I mean, but it's like, it's cool. It's like copacetic and relaxing, and it's mellow. It's mellow.
Just like we need doing these rehashes. Just like me doing these rehashes re-examining, just sort of rehashing some of these beers I've done before. Just, kind of getting to see, wow, maybe I had a different view of it. Like I was saying, on Natural Ice, when the first time I had it, I thought it was just garbage. But the second time I had it, I was like, man, this is very enjoyable,
Now look, and I'm sorry, when you broke up for a second, I thought you were saying something about Pat Sajak. So I kind of
No. I would say,
Jay, you Wheel of
Oh, by
Fortune
the way,
fan?
if you ever get a chance to see his old late night show on CBS on YouTube, you see why CBS decided to cancel that show. But anyway, yeah. So, Natural Ice, all these rehashes I've done, still reserved 6%. It was, sort of like now you get a second look at it and say, you know what, these beers are not that bad,
And haven't I been watching those videos and commenting?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
As has John and Neely and Eric.
Yeah, I just got to say real fast here before I think we start the conversation off air, which is for me, I don't know really 100% yet what to say about Bell's Brewing Company beers, other than really it took you this long to get to Massachusetts and into New England. Why? You're a giant brewery as far as craft beer is concerned, which could bother some people, me saying giant and craft in the same sentence as far as size. Size matters, folks.
Eric.
But so I guess the Oberon is better than average, but not the greatest thing. I did drink the 200 Ale as the first beer I bought from Bell's in May of 2018 here, and I thought that was pretty good beer, and I can understand the hype on that beer and why it had been considered at one point one of the better beers in the world and especially in the country. But since I haven't seen a whole bunch of other beers, nor have I tried a whole bunch of the other beers, I have not formulated a great opinion other than it certainly comes out to be a different option in the beer market. Although for a 4-pack of the Oberon and the 200 Ale being like $11.99 and a 12-pack of 12-ounce bottles being like $19.99, those are just really, to me, really bad prices, where I would rather drink Founders beers at a slightly lower price, and certainly Sierra Nevada at a just lower price than those two beers. But in those three beer companies I just named, I would rather drink Founders.
Don't forget Lagunitas.
And Lagunitas is like the best brewery for the price point in the United States of America of all time. So you know what?
And
Eric, can I mention one more thing?
Go right ahead. So that's my opinion on Bell's. Yes, Jay Terrio.
I agree with you.
Audrey, get the phone.
You can mute me.
Mary Hartman. Hey,
You got it.
Yes, Jay.
let me say this, folks. All you viewers, to the 200,000 or 300,000 viewers we have tonight. Let me say this.
Viewers, Jay, million.
You never know how big something can get, Jean, if you have a positive attitude. But what I want to say to you, people out there in the world of the internet, the World Wide Web, might want to go buy that can of Vienna sausage, because something's about to go down and it involves Vienna sausage. And you might want to go to Walmart or any store, but if you want to get one for 53 cents, go to Walmart. You just might want to get that Vienna sausage, and I think John and Neely knows where I'm going with that.
I think so, yeah.
Eric, a Lions fan, who we all know well, says Bell's is ho-hum. And he said, I'm from Michigan.
Right.
That's a little harsh, but
I wouldn't say ho-hum. I don't think I gave my thoughts on Bell's yet, but as a company, they make beers. They make good beers. They make some great beers, even some beers that might be up there near world class, like the Expedition Stout or maybe the Kalamazoo Stout. But chances are you'll never see them. So I don't know. There's so many craft beer companies out there that are doing great things. Don't go crazy trying to find Bell's beer. Drink other craft beers. If you can find Bell's, drink it, enjoy it. I think they make great stuff, but if you have to pay $12 for a 6-pack, go to, get something else, because there's nothing super remarkable that jumps out to me as far as Bell's Brewery that would make me say, no matter who you are, if you got to spend $50 a 6-pack, go buy Bell's beer. And there are very few companies that would make me say that. And Bell's is not one of them, because they do make great beers, but their distribution is shoddy. Bart Robinson, who's one of our loyal viewers, cannot get Bell's at all in his area in Jersey. So
I'm surprised he can't.
So just go.
Even though
go. Yeah, if you can find it, great, but don't. If it's high price, don't buy it. It's not anything that's going to be life-changing, transcendental, mind-altering. So yeah, but yeah, I would recommend Bell's to drink as a beer. They make great beers, but don't go crazy about it. It's not worth it.
It might make some great bit. I 100% agree with what you're saying.
Like me going crazy for Molson Triple X, right?
Hey, but that's worth it.
I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't go crazy for Molson Triple X. I would.
I am not trying to stop Molson Triple X speak here, because actually that's a really good malt liquor beer. But I think we got through some Bell's Brewing Company examination and talk here over the last hour and maybe 7 minutes, give or take. So thank you for putting up with me. I had some stuff to do with some money. Buying a vehicle, that's pretty cool. My first time ever buying a vehicle. Holy shit.
Are you buying a Buick Skylark?
Subaru, yeah. Am I what, John?
A Buick Skylark you're buying?
Yes, I bought the I bought the Batmobile, right.
Hey, good. That's my dream car. 1982, red. Nice little, fluff interior on the inside, man. That's my dream car.
My dream car was a between 2006 and 2008 Dodge Magnum. I can hold a lot of gear in it, and I'll get pretty far.
Wrap it up, Eric, so I can get my second beer.
All right, so he needs a beer stat. We're going off air immediately because of that factoid. Michael Komarov, go get your damn beer. John Anile,
Bud Ice,
comedian. John H. Pierre, keep the noise down. Jay Terrio, why you in the dark? Thomas Metal 75 out. And until next time, thank you.
Peace.
Viewers. Until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. We'll see you soon.
Love y'all, America and the world. Peace.
Ta-da.